Zambia is a nation of the young. As of early 2026, 79% of our population is under the age of 35, which means that I am in the other bracket. I'm a Madala. But here's the number that matters for your pocket. 54% of our total workforce is youth. They aren't just the future. No, they are the current engine. Today, we look at the 6.1 million kwacha empowerment pot in your ward. Is it a launch pad for the next big Zambian brand? Or is it a black hole for the tax kwacha? Today, we go beyond the application form. So welcome to the Indaba and stay tuned. Let's start the deep dive with the loan mechanics, which is success by design. You see, CDF loans are the cheapest capital in Zambia. We're talking about a 5% simple interest rate. At a time when the central bank's policy rate is squeezing everyone else, this is a gift. But let's look at the success case here. For example, the Mansa Youth Cooperative. They didn't just ask for money. No, they saw that farmers in Luapula were losing 40% of their crop to rot. With a 200,000 kwacha CDF loan, they bought solar-powered dryers. They didn't just start a business. They solved a supply chain problem. They now supply dried tomatoes to Lusaka retailers, created 12 permanent jobs, and most importantly, they're paying back the loan on time. Not Zambian time, on time. That was just one of the many successes, but unfortunately, we also have failure points, and I like to call it the Hammermill trap. Because, listen to this, 40% of our applications fail. But why is that? Well, we saw the Josefu Hammermill crisis. 5 different youth groups in one ward all applied for 200,000 kwacha to buy the exact same piece of equipment. The result was, of course, market saturation. If there are 5 mills, then your 6th one won't make enough to pay back the loan. And when the machine breaks, well, then there's no cash for repairs. The group defaults, and now they're all in a legal battle with the council. This isn't bad luck. It's business illiteracy. You cannot borrow your way out of a bad business plan. It's just not possible. The missing link is quite simple. It needs mentorship and the WDC pitch. Let me start with the WDC pitch. Don't just drop a form at the gate. Meet your ward development committee head on. Explain how your business creates local jobs. They're your first board of directors, and they can tell you whether or not there are others doing the exact same thing, like the Hammermill trap. And then there's the under 10 rule. Keep your cooperative small. Large groups of 30 plus often fail due to decision paralysis. Trust me, I've been there. Doesn't work. And then there's the treasurer factor. Very important. If your group doesn't have one person who understands a basic ledger, then don't sign the loan agreement, because you're signing for liability, not an asset. Because what will happen, you and I both know the answer, the money will be misspent, and then you'll be grappling, trying to find out ways to pay it back, when in reality you should be building a business. Don't fall for it. There are some more risks as well, such as the revolving fund threat. I'll tell you more about it, because here's the meat, the 80% reality. A recent parliamentary report noted that loan recovery is so poor that some committees are recommending we stop the loans entirely and stick to grants. But there's a risk to that, because if you don't pay back your loan, the revolving fund dies. You're literally stealing the opportunity from the next group of 20-year-olds, and that's a cycle we need to beat. As of February 2026, the ministry is tightening the screws, thankfully. If you default, you aren't just losing a machine, you're being blacklisted from all future government empowerment, including the CEEC and Marketeer Booster funds, and rightfully so. So here's Business Indaba's final verdict on the CDF Fund for Youths. CDF is a necessity for national survival, but it requires discipline. The money belongs to the community. If you take a loan, you owe it to the next youth to pay it back. So here's the Business Indaba question. Do you think the mandatory business training actually helps, or is it just another delay tactic by the council? If you've had a loan approved or rejected, tell us your story below. Have an Indaba in the comments. Join us in the next episode where we do a deep dive or a high-stakes look at public procurement reforms. We'll find out if the government is finally making it easier for your SME to win big tenders. Like, subscribe, and watch all our previous episodes before you watch the next one. Stay tuned, stay blessed, and see you then.